welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be filming a very honest Q&A for you. We're currently away on vacation and you may have noticed I tend to film these when we're away because they're quite quick and easy to do in a random hotel room. And we've been at the pool all morning, so I'm looking a bit beached, but Jackson has just gone down for his nap. So I quickly put him in this room here and I'm going to film this video. So I put out something on Instagram just seeing if you had any questions at all, and I have hundreds here that I haven't even had a chance to read through, so I'm just gonna like literally off the cuff be very honest and just tell you what I think. We're currently away in Punta Cana and it's been so lovely to have some quality time together as a family. If you want to follow along with our adventures while we're here, you can follow me on Instagram at Mrs. Emily Norris because I'm posting photos every day and of course stories as well. But anyway, I will get on with the questions. One question I've had quite a lot is about my 2020 planner. So some of you will know last year for 2019, I made a planner or a diary, something that you can have to just help you be organized throughout the year. And it went down really well. So we've made another one for 2020 and it's going to be coming out on the 12th of November. That is the date that we're working towards right now. It's currently being printed. And this year I'm excited we're doing a dated version that will start in January and go straight through the year. And then we're also doing an undated version because some of you said that you would like that when I asked everyone for feedback. So yes, there's going to be lots of new additions. I'm doing a recipe a month. There's going to be a habit tracker. There's all kinds of new little things that I think you'll really like. I don't want to say too much because you can't buy it this week, but next week we're going to be doing a pre-sale so that you can save some money on buying it. I think we're going to do 15% off the week before it launches. So I will of course make a video and put it all out on Instagram and everything if you want to get your hands on it, because I know some of you are literally waiting for it. And yeah, I'm really excited and I'm just really glad that it's been so well received. And I also have another very exciting launch coming up after the planner, and that is going to be jewelry. Basically created a little starburst necklace that's going to come in 3 different metals. This is it here. I just love how my design has turned out. I think it's really beautiful, but it's also dainty and unique. It's the type of necklace you can wear every single day. I have not taken mine off since I received the prototype, and you can wear it with a casual outfit or a dressy outfit, and yeah, you don't see starbursts very much. So I'm super excited about that and I will tell you all more about it when it launches. But yes, look out for that as well. Someone has asked, how do you know when you're ready to have kids? So I don't know if you are ever 100% fully ready to have kids. I mean, I always knew I wanted children one day, and I definitely would have found out if Matt wanted kids while we were dating because that was a deal breaker for me. But I did want to have a few things in place. Like obviously I'd finished uni and I'd got a job, we had an apartment, and obviously I'd met Matt, and we got married when I was 26, and we agreed that after a year of marriage we would like start trying for a baby. Turns out it didn't take us very long to get pregnant. So whereas I thought it would take a long time, it happened straight away for us with Fraser. So I remember finding out that I was actually pregnant and then thinking, oh my God, like I thought it was gonna take ages. So I was scared even then, but yeah, for me, I wanted to have a few things in place because my mum was a teen mum. She had my sister when she was 18 and then me when she was 20. And when we were young, like times were hard. She used to go to night school and we didn't have loads of money. She was a single mum. So I kind of knew I didn't want that. And I know my mum didn't want that for me. I had Fraser when I was 27 and that was a really nice age to start. But yeah, I guess it's different for everyone. Here's a funny one. Someone's said, does Matt have any bad habits that you would change? So to be honest, he doesn't really have any like really bad ones. Like he doesn't snore or annoy me really in any way. He is super organized. I know I've said this before. I should probably make a video about how organized he is. But sometimes I'm like, just chill, like we don't have to have a plan for everything. Someone's asked, what was the weirdest pregnancy craving you've ever had? So when I was pregnant with Fraser, I really craved like yogurt, like Muller Lite, and I used to just eat loads of them. But when I was pregnant with Caleb and Jackson, I really craved ice lollies, and I'm not even kidding, I would have like 10 to 15 ice lollies a day, and then a midwife told me that that is actually linked to not having enough iron, like you crave the crunching of the ice. It's very odd, but I started taking an iron supplement and that actually really helps. So if you're craving ice lollies, you might be anemic in pregnancy. Someone's asked, when is my birthday? So I am 26th of February, I'm a Pisces. Someone's also said, how is the house hunt going? And it's not going. We viewed a few houses. We didn't like any of them. We realized we actually like our house and it's kind of ended. That's about it. So unless we see anything, like I just have a problem. I look on Rightmove like every day. Is anyone else addicted to Rightmove? Someone's also asked, have I ever smoked cigarettes? And that is a big fat no. My stepdad was quite a big smoker, and whenever he had a cold, he would cough, and he would cough up black. And that is enough to make you way put off smoking, not to mention it smells disgusting. I'm really glad that my kids are growing up in a world where it's difficult to smoke. Someone's asked, what is my favorite chocolate bar? And it is without a doubt a Dime bar, or is it called like Dame bar? I love it. It's a Score bar in Canada. Yeah, it's my favorite, and Matt doesn't get it, but I love it. Someone said, is Matt secretly ginger? And that's just such an odd question because he's so very dark, but he has got freckles, so maybe that's why they've said that. But no, he is very dark, and when he was young, he had really curly hair like Jackson. Someone's asked, do you have any insecurities? You seem so confident. So I definitely have insecurities about my body. I think everyone does, and especially once you've had children and things are not the same as they were before, my insecurities are definitely like worse. Like I get so many questions about weight loss and my running and stuff like that, but to be honest, I don't think my body has actually changed that much since I started running, and I thought that maybe I would lose like quite a bit of weight, but the thing about running is that you also get really hungry, so you're like running and then you're just making up for it because you're so starving. But yeah, I never wear bikinis anymore. Like on this holiday, I only wear one pieces because I am quite insecure about my stretch marks. I follow so many amazing accounts on Instagram that are so body positive, and you know, they are really inspiring, but I sometimes just don't feel positive about my body, and like putting pictures up of me in a bikini or you know, whatever. I honestly feel like I couldn't do it right now, and I know that might sound silly, but I'm definitely insecure. Also have very sticky out ears. I think I've said this before. They're an insecurity for me. That's why my hair is always down. The next question is, what is the hardest age to handle with your children? So for me, I've always found the age of about 18 months old the most tricky, because they're running around but not very well, and they're speaking a bit but you can't really tell what they're saying, and then they're really frustrated. So you know, when Jackson was just over 1 and he cut his eye, that was because he was kind of walking but wasn't that steady. And yeah, I think 18 months old, like flying with an 18-month-old baby, can be really tricky. I just think it's like quite a full-on like back-breaking age, you know, when you're bent over helping them all the time. Yeah, I'd have to say that kind of age. Now my youngest is 3. Honestly, on this holiday, I can't believe how easy things are getting. Matt and I have been sat on sun loungers watching them all swim together, and I feel like redundant. I'm like, do you need anything? Like, can I do it? And it's just like, no, I can actually just sit here and just watch them. And yeah, it's very, very odd. It is nice, but I also feel like a bit sad that it's all over. And I also got that question so many times, the usual like 4th baby question. Am I planning a 4th baby? Am I pregnant? I'm definitely not pregnant, and no, we're not having any more. I don't know if I can say it any more times than I've said it, but that's it for us, unfortunately. Someone's said, where did you get your travel scooters from? So we got them on Amazon, but you can also get them in Argos, and I've also got an Amazon shopfront now. So I've literally saved all of my favorite products, from home things to baby things to stuff that I buy, things from Matt, like camera equipment, everything is in my Amazon shop. I've just tagged it all in there. So if there's anything you're thinking like Christmas presents for the kids, or like any, like, loads of people have asked me about the pots and pans that I use as well. So that is all linked in my Amazon shop, so I'll link it down below. Someone's said, would I make a video about the law of attraction? So I would consider doing that. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see a video about the law of attraction or how it's affected my life. I don't want to come across as like some hippie, but I really like it because it just gives you a focus. I love to have goals and a plan, and I think it's just another way to do that. The law of attraction is basically like what you think about, you bring about. So you just think about what you want, and then the stars will align to make that happen. So yes, I could make a video on that if you want to see that. And I'm trying to raise the boys to do it as well, to focus on what they want. I've also had quite a few questions about going back to Canada to visit family. So we haven't been back since Jackson was born, and it's a combination of now we have 5 flights to pay for, and also my mum is doing a renovation project on her house, so we couldn't actually stay with her. So it's a bit tricky, and my mum has actually just moved temporarily to Nova Scotia. So my sister is in Toronto and my mum is in Nova Scotia, so that is actually quite far apart. So I don't know, obviously I want to see my mom and my sister and my niece and nephew, but I don't know when that will be. I've had a couple of foodie questions. The first one is, what is my favorite food? And I would have to say Mexican food or Italian, definitely. But then I've also had a question that is, what would you choose as your last meal? And I would definitely choose Eggs Benedict, which is not Mexican or Italian. I've also had quite a few questions from smaller YouTubers asking how to grow on YouTube. This one in particular says, I have 54 subscribers. Do you remember having that little amount of subs? And I definitely do. I started my channel in 2014, and I remember having 3 subscribers for so long and knowing that one was my mom, one was like myself, and then I was like, I have 1 real subscriber. It took me 6 months to get to 100 subscribers. I reckon it's a lot quicker for people now, but it was like a very slow organic growth, and I didn't share my channel anywhere because I was a bit embarrassed about the fact that I was doing YouTube videos. But the main thing, like the biggest advice that I could give you about having a YouTube channel is consistency, and to just not overthink it. Like, just put content out there. Don't be like, oh no, I need to wait until this is perfect. Like, you know, don't like put off doing a house tour because your house isn't completely ready or the way that you think it should be. Like, I think I'm probably not the best vlogger in the world, but you know 100% that I'm gonna put 3 videos out a week, even if it means I'm in a random hotel room answering questions. Like, I'm gonna find a way. So I think just consistency, be yourself, just put stuff out there, because you will learn so much more doing it than just thinking about it. Because I get that question a lot. I'm thinking about starting a channel. I'm like, don't think. Just do it, just start. That is the first step, and I know it's scary, and you're gonna have family and friends that think you're crazy, but then one day you might be able to give up your day job like I was. And that also brings me on to another question, which asked, am I worried about Instagram and YouTube slowing down, and do I have a plan B for work? So I try not to overthink it. This opportunity has already been such a massive bonus for me, just out of the blue. I was never expecting it. It was very much a hobby in the beginning. And if YouTube has kept me at home just during the boys' young years, then that's incredible. And I could always go back to an office, and I could always work in marketing or influencer marketing or whatever. But honestly, it doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. There's more brands approaching me, and there just seems to be more opportunities. So I'm really excited about the future. And I find the plan B question quite odd, because I had a good career and I was made redundant like that. So I don't think any job is necessarily safe nowadays. So yeah, it's funny because in my day job, I was never asked what my plan B was. but just because my job now is slightly different, I do get that question sometimes. The next question is, what is my biggest tip when it comes to parenting? And for this, I would say that everything actually is a phase. I mean, when you're in the newborn phase, or your child's being a fussy eater, or you're in the terrible twos, it feels like it's never ever gonna get easier, and then it passes, and it does. So I would say everything is a phase. Don't be too hard on yourself. The next question is, what Canadian foods do you miss the most? So the first thing that springs to mind is Tim Hortons, because I really miss that. And also my mum's cooking and my grandma's cooking as well, because obviously they're in Canada. So yes, definitely I miss my Timbits. Someone's asked, do I still occasionally breastfeed Jackson? And no, I don't. He stopped breastfeeding when he was 2 years and 2 months, so like a good year ago. But I put a picture up yesterday on Instagram of me like cuddling him in a towel, and I think it looked like I was nursing him, because I had that question quite a lot. But no, I stopped breastfeeding him when he was 2. He was the one that I breastfed for the longest. The other 2 I breastfed for 18 months, so still like extended breastfeeding, but it just got to the point where you know, I just felt like they were ready to stop, and I was also ready to have another baby. Someone's said, would you consider dyeing your hair black? And I have literally never had a different look than right now. Like ever since I was young, I've had blonde hair, normally around this length, and yeah, pretty boring, but I can't imagine changing it. I think if I had brown hair, it might wash me right out. I don't know. Someone's asked, how do you deal with being at home all day, especially as a mum, and do you ever have bitterness towards Matt? So it's definitely got better over time, because Jackson's getting a little bit older and he's now going to nursery 2 days a week. I do have a bit more freedom to do stuff, but I remember, especially when Fraser was a baby and Matt used to like, you know, swan off to work and be able to get a coffee and chat to his friends and like, I don't know, have a life. Like I did used to think, oh, it's so easy for you to just walk out the door. And I've always had separation anxiety. So I find it very difficult to leave the kids. So that made it even harder, because he left him from day one. I think he always found it easier to just be able to just, you know, go to work or do whatever. So I definitely did feel that when he was a baby, but not anymore. The next question is, will I keep up my running now that the half marathon is done? So I will definitely keep up shorter distances. I really like running 3 miles or 5 miles. They're nice short distances that don't take up half your day. I did find it hard in the marathon training. If I had to go out and run 10 miles, it was like, I'll be back in 2.5 hours or whatever it is by the time I'd done everything. So it was quite time consuming, whereas a 3-mile run can take me like just over 30 minutes, and you burn 300 calories and feel really good about it. So I'll definitely keep up those shorter ones for sure. I also had quite a few questions about how I trained for the half marathon once the Couch to 5K was done. So the Couch to 5K is an app, and it's ideal because it just coaches you through walking and running until you're up to running for a full 3 miles or 5K. So once we did that, we didn't actually download or do any specific training. I'm pretty sure that you should do that, but I ran with my friend Laura, she's run 5 half marathons. 2 of them would be short, maybe 2-3 miles a week, and then we'd do one longer one. So maybe 1 week we'd do a 5 mile, then 1 week we'd do a 7 mile, then 1 week we'd do a 10 mile. We would like change it, but we would also keep up those little runs in between. Someone has also asked, who does the finances in our house? And I would have to say the majority is Matt. He also does my accounts and stuff like that. Because he's owned small businesses, he kind of knows a lot of the things that you have to do. I'm quite good with money and stuff like that, but he has got a very mathematical brain, which Fraser has seemed to inherit as well. This is an interesting question. Someone said, do you tell other mums in the school playground that you vlog? So I probably do try and avoid the work question as much as possible unless someone asks me outright. Like even on this holiday in the swimming pool, I wouldn't like just offer out or tell people what I do unless someone asks me. Like I am so proud about what I do, but I do worry that people might not understand it or think it's a little bit odd. I think in 20 years time, it will be something that loads of people do and it'll be really acceptable. But for some reason, I still get a little bit nervous about it because it is slightly different. I had this question a lot. What is the best place that we've ever visited? So we've traveled a lot and it's really hard to say just one place. Like Matt and I as a couple, we really loved Vietnam. We had such an amazing time there. I loved New Zealand and Fiji as well. But holidays with the kids, it's tricky because some of the places we've been to, we've thought, oh, this would be amazing to come back to when they're a bit older, like they didn't fully appreciate it. We went on a cruise through the Norwegian fjords, and I'm not even kidding, it has to be on everyone's bucket list. It's like the most beautiful, almost felt a little bit like heaven, especially a few of the nights, like it never got dark, it was just light all night. And yeah, just incredible scenery. And the whole time I was like, kids, look at the scenery, look at the mountains, look at the waterfalls and the rainbows. And they were just like, yeah, like they didn't soak it in like Matt or I did. And same with Turks and Caicos, like it was such an incredible place to visit. But I did, you know, we loved it, but it was a little bit wasted on the kids, like this beautiful white sands and everything. So yeah, there's a few places I'd like to go back to. Obviously, this is our 4th time in Punta Cana. So, but really here it is the Dominican people. They're just so nice and so chill. Like they're just very relaxed, which is really nice. And also the resort is just really nice. So yeah, it's really hard to say. And someone's said, do you like horror movies? And it's funny, I would like horror movies before I had kids, but now that I'm a mum, I am such a wimp. Even series on Netflix, if there's anything to do with anything scary, I'm like, I can't watch this. But anyway, I'm gonna have to run because the battery is about to die on my camera. Jackson is about to wake up. But I hope you liked this video and ask me any other questions you have in the comments down below. Hopefully you've noticed that I'm really active in the comments and I try to reply to as many comments as I can on every video. But yeah, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.